Yeah, you too. You ready? All right, here we go. We didn't go live already, did we? We did. Well, hang on. We weren't quite ready, but I think Zeke and Zoe are ready. You're more than ready. Let's put a little note for everybody. Welcome to Monday morning. Oops, spell it right. Monday morning stretch and some light weights while I answer your questions. Please, oops. Thanks for participating. Oh. There we go. That should work. That way, if anybody has any questions, hey, Basketball Dog, how's it going? All right, you're pretty much looking at the Zeke camera right now. This is the Zeke camera. Huh? Yeah, we're just getting ready to get some morning stretching done, get some weights accomplished, and answer any questions you guys have today. Hey, it's a Monday. We can do anything we want. Another day, another week. Another chance for everybody to be awesome. How you doing today, Mr. Basketball Dog? You got a Basketball Jones? Remember that song? Love that old song. That was a great tune. All right, I'm going to get some weights going here. Looking a little bit crooked, but hey, we don't need perfection, right? We certainly aren't looking for perfection around here. God knows I wouldn't want to have anybody trying to be perfect for me. I used to be 110 heavier, just so you know. Oops. Get you a look at this thing. So if you have any question, a pet parent. Hey, I love pet parents. I'm a pet parent too. I was just showing Basketball Dog. This was me at 205 pounds, but I was actually 50 pounds heavier than this at one point. I was really big. So I now help people lose weight, quit smoking, get their health in order. As much as possible, anyway. Too many people these days are being hit with type 2 diabetes, and we have a obesity issue happening here in the United States. Well, it's global, actually, if you want to get wise about it. It's happening everywhere. But until people start taking control of their diet, because that's really what it comes down to. Here, let's put you up just a little bit so you can get a look at my ugly mug. There you go. Till we get control of the issue. I mean, we actually have an obesity epidemic happening in the United States right now. It's a global problem, but America, as always, is leading the way. And 2 out of 3 Americans are currently either overweight, like I used to be, or obese, which I was before that at 252 pounds. It's not a good thing because of that. A lot of these same Americans are now being hit with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, which puts you right on the list of becoming a full-blown diabetic. I'm a full-blown diabetic, I know. That's what caused me in 2005 to give up a 31-year cigarette habit and figure out how to get 110 pounds off of my frame. Because if I hadn't, I'm quite sure that that was when I was 46. I'm quite sure if I hadn't quit the cigarettes and lost the weight, I probably wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. And I certainly wouldn't have become a certified personal trainer 3 years ago and a certified health coach so that I can help other people, lose weight, quit smoking, deal with type 2 diabetes. I'd much rather see you not become a diabetic. I mean, if you're pre-diabetic, because that means that you're right on the line. You can go either way at this point if you're a pre-diabetic. Don't do anything, just continue the way you're going, and yeah, you'll get full-blown type 2 diabetes and all the horrible things that can come with it, especially if it is not, if you don't take care of it. But if you're pre-diabetic and you actually start doing something about it, then you can get off that list and stay off that list permanently. Little as 10%. And I tell people that now. Initially, if you're overweight, or where I was obese, my BMI was 38. And that's the number that I really want you to look at. Seriously, Google it right now. Body mass index, BMI scale, BMI chart, whatever. Go to the cdc.gov website. You'll find the body mass index, BMI. Put in your height and put in your weight and look at those two numbers on either column and go to the square that it meets up to, and it'll show you what your BMI is right now. My BMI currently now is 22, but it was 38 at my heaviest. You don't want to get there, believe me. I take 2 different kinds of medications now. My pancreas is only half working per my doctor. My primary care physician is more like a partner than a doctor. I've been with her, I have a lady doctor. I've been with her for more than 10 years. When you're a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, and there's 30 million of us who have already been diagnosed in the United States out of 324 million Americans, right, we already know that just a little under 10%, 30 million of us have type 2 diabetes. I have it. I take medications for it. I have to watch my diet in part due to the diabetes and the fact that I know I could easily blow back up to here. So if you guys have any questions on any of this stuff, it doesn't have to be specifically on smoking or losing weight or diabetes. 1 out of 3 of us suffer lower back pain, and I'm a lower back pain sufferer too. So if any of you have issues with that you want to talk about or discuss, I helped a lady the other day who was dealing with anorexia issues. I was talking to a gentleman the other day who it's not funny, but it's very unusual at 24, some of the things he was having happen to him. So I sent him straight to his doctor, first thing. And he's got to get tests done because what he was telling me for the indications, the symptoms he was having have to be diagnosed. He wasn't telling me he had a cold or flu. The symptoms this gentleman was telling me the other day were the kind of symptoms that you need to get your butt into the doctor right away, get whatever scans or tests or whatever your doctor says needs to be done. Because believe me, messing around with your health, no way to go. You only have this one body. Fortunately, it's malleable. It doesn't matter how old you are, 20, 40, 60, 80. I can take a 100-year-old man. If he wakes up in the morning, that's step 1. Because remember, 90,000 people go to sleep every night and don't wake up the next morning. 90,000. And a lot of that has to do with coronary arterial disease, CAD. That's the arterial plaque, the fat that builds up inside your artery walls that causes heart attacks and strokes. Still the leading cause of death in America. And what really bugs me is it's still the leading cause that we can prevent. The next one in line is diabetes. And the one right after that is smoking. All of these, we can stop them in their tracks if we catch them early enough. And even if well, like me, I smoked cigarettes for 31 years, from 15 to 46, right? Got rid of them on one day, I planned it properly, and now I help people do the same. I've already helped people quit smoking, and I love that. That's for free, you guys. Seriously. Hire me as a personal trainer to help you quit smoking, and that's how much I'm going to charge you. For me, there's no way that you can get your health in order. You can even begin to get your health in order if you're like me, smoking cigarettes. You know, I did not do myself any favors smoking cigarettes for 31 years and getting obese at the same time. But then again, at the time I was pretty much just working in computer training, 25 years worth. I basically got fat and happy. So until you start having some of the strange symptoms that I was having before I was diagnosed specifically with type 2 diabetes, I had obviously, as an IT person, looked up on the internet all the symptoms I was having, and all of it pointed to, you have type 2 diabetes. I didn't like that idea, but once the labs were done and the doctor sat me down, this was May 2005, he said, well, you're a full-blown type 2 diabetic. Your A1C is through the roof, your blood sugars are nuts. It's amazing you haven't been in a diabetic coma yet. You need to make some changes. Otherwise, start picking out toes and fingers that you don't like, because they're going to cut them off. Right? Even ones you do like, they're going to cut off. If you don't do anything about it and your diabetes gets progressively worse, eventually you'll go blind, and then it's going to kill you. And you can see every day people are dying because of this disease and the complications from diabetes. I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Hit me up if you guys have any questions. Did you eat and drink? Oh my God, Dan, you wouldn't believe. And that's one of the things I really talk about, because when you get hit with the type 2 diabetes, and there I was 252 pounds, and I just turned 46, I'm still smoking cigarettes, started at 15. And yeah, at that time, I did not have any, let's put it this way, I was on a seafood diet. I saw food, I ate it, Anytime I would see food, I would eat it. I was not concerned with what was going in my body, how much was going in my body, how much sugar was going in my body, how much fat was going in my body. None of that was a concern to me. Neither was exercising at that point. I was a dad, I'm a fat and happy dad, right? Single dad at that time, but still a dad. So my job at that time was, I'm in computer training. I'm, getting together with clients all the time to discuss training their people. So I'm either sitting in the office on a computer, working, right? Sitting. I'll go out to lunch, and I'll get, a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, fries, onion rings, a shake, take it back to the office, sit there, eat the whole thing, right? Work on the computer the entire afternoon again, sitting, or if I had meetings, sitting in the car to drive out to a meeting with a client, to sit with the client, right? I mean, I was constantly sitting all the time and gaining weight and still smoking. And yeah, I was drinking sugared sodas, I was drinking sugared iced tea, I put sugar in my coffee, I mean, sugar. There was no control. So when I was 252 pounds, let me show you guys the picture. It's in the book. I wanted to make sure people understood and could see the drastic difference. Here it is. That was 252 pounds there of me, right? The other one is the same picture you see right there that I blow up when I go out to talk to groups. I bring that poster with me, and I actually still have the driver's license. This is a driver's license picture right here from the early 2000s, about 2003. Yeah, I think it was either 2003 or 2004. And that was just about my heaviest at 252 pounds. And remember, I was still smoking freaking cigarettes at the time. Cigarettes. I was still doing cigarettes. I can't believe I did that for 31 years. So there I am, 46 years old. My BMI is 38. I'm fat and happy. Until I get hit with these weird symptoms. And yeah, I had no control over my diet, no control over sugars going into my body at all. By that point, when the doctor hit me up with the type 2 diabetes and said, you need to start making some changes, right? Or, start picking out toes and fingers you don't like, and eventually diabetic neuropathy will make you go blind, and eventually it'll shut down your organs, and, you'll basically just die. And I didn't like any of those solutions. I didn't like any of those ideas. I like all of my toes. I like all of my fingers. I enjoy my vision. In fact, a year after I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I went in and had laser eye surgery done in Newport Beach out here. Same procedure and same place that Tiger Woods had done, the radiokeratotomy. I was blind as a bat my entire life, Coke bottle glasses. So now I just use cheapy readers, and you'll see I put on my cheapy readers so I don't squint at you too much. As we age, we tend to squint more and that doesn't help us wrinkly people. Anyhow, if you have any questions, issues that you're dealing with right now, because remember, they pay me for this normally. I like to come on here and share. This is my MLK Day every day this year. Cigarette smoking, I'm helping people quit for free. Reach out to me on any of my social links. All you got to do, send me a message. Brad, I'm ready to quit. We'll schedule a Skype session. We'll put together a plan. And you can do it the exact same step-by-step way that I did it. In fact, that's chapter 1 in Pushing Double Nickels. You'll find it on Amazon. In fact, I think you can just go download the book on Kindle, at least the first 30, 40 pages you can look at right now. And that should include chapter 1 about quitting smoking. So you can look that, or if you email me or send me a message, I'll send you the digital book. Anybody said, I'll send you the digital book for free. Seriously, it's no big deal. You just need the digital reader, and you can download that for free. And if anybody really, you buy one, if you're ever in my area, I'll sign it for you. Hey, why not? Something cool, especially to give as a gift, especially for people that need to quit smoking, lose weight, manage chronic diabetes, because there's a whole chapter in there on that, and I'm going to talk about the sugar stuff here a little more in a minute, and managing chronic back pain. I did myself a real disservice sitting on the job for as many hours as I did, especially getting heavy in the process, because that wound up doing permanent damage to my lower spine. You don't want to see the MRIs and x-rays. In fact, I put the whole pain puzzle that was put together by my orthopedic surgeons and the other doctors. I credit them in the book for finding out why I was taken out of my career and put on permanent severe disability because of these issues. So if you work, if you sit on the job for a living, get up every 30 minutes. Seriously, don't do to your back what I did to mine. Well, make sure I'm answering questions for you guys. Did you grow up Jewish? Well, that's an interesting question, Dan. I think you either have read the introduction to my book, or just making a good guess based on my name. But yeah, I was actually born Jewish, and my mother is Protestant, and she converted. My parents met in England, Trafalgar Square, if any of you have ever been there. My father was Army. So he was stationed, I believe it was in Belgium at the time. Anyhow, so yeah, we have a New York Jew, my father a New York Jew, and an English Protestant as far back as you can throw a stick. They got together and created me, firstborn. But I practice Zen Buddhism. And for me, life is being in balance. I'm not a real religious person as far as organized religion. I do believe that religion is good. Every religion has its good concepts. The ones that go to the extreme and hurt people, I can't support. But I don't care what your faith is. People are people. We all have spiritual sides and spiritual needs that we can't ignore. And whether you believe in a god or gods or whatever your religious belief is, Zachary, I think, is trying to get attention in here. I'm going to hold him for a minute. Otherwise, he's going to sit here and cough at us until he gets his way. He really does get stubborn, this little monster. What? You want to get down? You want to go outside? Is that your issue? I think he needs to go out. Excuse me. When you're a pet parent, they're your responsibility. Just like all right, come here, you. Oh. He almost drowned in a pool in 2010. Ever since then, every morning he has had congestion and he coughs. been seen by multiple vets on this. He's even been treated for kennel cough. It's not. It's just congestion. I found him treading water in the deep end of the pool when I came home from lunch 2010. That picture was from the same place in 2010. I was still 205 pounds at that time. But this little guy is now 13. And he is getting more spoiled the older he gets, the old grouch. Huh. All of my animals are rescues. You guys have seen them yet this morning. Say hi. Zachary, Zoe, and Zeke. Zoe, Zeke, Zachary. Anyhow, Dan, so yeah, you kind of nailed it. Hey, Sonny. Other way around, mother Jewish and father was, yeah, like I say, very interesting. You know, mind you, I'm still proud of my culture. I did that 23andMe test. I had the genetic things done, and I'm 49.7% Ashkenazi. Basically, I'm half gypsy. Yay! I guess that's why I get the widow's peak. Mind you, I'm not the seventh son of the seventh son or anything. You know, I haven't predicted any earthquakes or anything, but yeah, it does come with let's say certain advantages that I'm aware of and have been since I was about 10. I won't get into them. You guys will go, no, he's very strange. But bottom line is, doesn't matter what your faith is. If you're a good person, you know, I certainly believe that karma, you know, what you do, good, bad, or otherwise, is going to come back to you one way or another. And what I love about karma, and this is one of the cool things, karma's not linear, right? Dig it. I mean, just like time really isn't linear. It's linear for us because we're here in this place at this time right now. But time itself is relative. So is karma. You may not, you may do the penance for something that you're going to do. You with me on this? I mean, everybody thinks that, yeah, you do bad things and bad things are going to come back to you. Well, the future, the past, and the present all exist at the exact same time. Hannibal is still going through the Alps. The Roman Empire is still happening right this very moment. But we can't experience or see it because we're right here on the path. We're not there, right? Just like we're not anywhere in the future to see what's going to happen then. But it's still happening, and it's still there, and it's still going to happen, right? So we're on the path right here. That's why we can't see what's going on up there, and we can look back at history and think it's done and think it's over, but no, history still exists right here, right now, all at the same time. I know, interesting concept, but true. And karma, being basically what you do does come around to you, good, bad, or otherwise. How you treat people, how you treat yourself, how you treat animals, how you treat your friends, family, the community, just in general. You know, yeah, Martin Luther King was a big hero of mine. You know, I believe in the content of the character. If you like yourself, if you wake up every morning and you look in the mirror and you like what you see, right, then your karma is going to move that way. If you're doing things that are good, good for you, good for others, good for the people around you, that's the goal. We're all here to support each other. 99.9% of the people I've ever met are awesome, absolutely awesome people. Yeah, we have that 0.1%. That doesn't mean they can't change eventually. And we all have our goods and bads. You know, none of us are perfect. And remember, we wouldn't be here if the universe was perfect. Somebody got questions on this? Hit me up. What's the cat's name? Oh, well, Cassie, Cassandra, Cassie. And she's 18 years old. I didn't know she was around. Did you hear her or see her, or have you just seen her before then? I think you probably saw her before. Yeah, Cassandra has been with me since 2002. And she was feral at the time. It took her a whole year to find her voice. Cats don't meow, right? Unless they're around humans. Feral cats, you won't find a feral cat meowing. They just don't do it. You know, the only time a cat meows is if they live with a human or if they're exposed to humans. So, anyhow, guys, hit me up with questions. You guys, that's what I'm here for. I can help you out with any health issues. Now remember, for me, as a health coach, a certified health coach, a certified personal trainer, both, my job is to get you back in balance. That's for my clients, my friends, family, people that I help out. My job is to make sure you're in balance. And that just doesn't mean your weight. That doesn't just mean physically. I mean, to be a completely balanced individual, you've got to be balanced all the way around. Physically, yes, but also emotionally, mentally, intellectually, and spiritually. You have to have full gamut. And make sure you're firing on all cylinders, if I can use an automotive term. Because remember, to me, and I use this all the time, the human body is very much like your car. It's simply your vehicle to get around. It's how you move, right? The better you take care of your car, the better you do maintenance on your car, the more you make sure your tires are in good shape, check your belts, lube, oil filter, tune-ups. Everything that you've got to do to maintain that vehicle will keep it running. And the better you take care of it, the longer it's going to run. Well, guess what? The human body is the exact same way. The better you take care of it, and it doesn't matter how bad you let it get out of condition. Take it from me. When I was 252 pounds at 46 years old and still smoking cigarettes, and the doctor hit me with, you have type 2 diabetes, I'm freaking out. What am I going to do? Because I had absolutely no clue what was going to happen. I mean, I knew what could happen if I didn't do something, right? I mean, we all know, and I keep on scaring the crap out of you guys, hopefully. But taking control and starting to do something about it is another factor entirely. Hang on, I'll make sure I'm answering your questions. Hey, Hank. But on diabetes, it's nothing to play around with. So for me, being able to take off 110 pounds, naturally, without diet plans and surgeries and fixes, I mean, it's natural and it was slow time, and it's now permanent. These are lifestyle changes that I implemented. I mean, you would think becoming a certified personal trainer at 56, after having a career in information technology and getting yanked out of that career in IT because of permanent severe injury to my lower back and shoulders, bursitis, it's nasty. But at 56, I became a certified personal trainer because I wanted to become a certified health coach. The personal trainer was prerequisite to becoming the health coach. The scope of practice for a personal trainer, I can help you lose weight, I can help you get in shape, help you build muscle, I can help you prepare for special training if you're going to be doing mountain climbing or sprinting or whatever. Personal trainer has a limited scope of practice compared with a health coach. The health coach to me is like the personal trainer on steroids or times 10, right? Because that allows me to cover the entire person. Everything, like I said, the physical, I can do all the personal training stuff. But I can also help mentally, emotionally, intellectually, and yes, spiritually. As a health coach, I work with the entire person, not just get them into shape or help them build muscle or whatever. Personal trainers are awesome and they have a great place in society, and we have need for more. But health coaches, I think, are even more important simply because we've got a larger scope of practice, a wider scope of practice. We can do more things. And then that allows me to do more, especially the things that I know about. For me, having been there and done that, I know what it feels like to be really heavy. And I know that, when I was 252 pounds, there was no way you were going to get me to walk into a health club, have some, buff, nothing personal, millennial come running up to me. Can I help you? You want to get in shape? You need to lose weight? The self-image alone. This is the time when I couldn't see my toes unless I'm laying on my back and lifted my head up, right? So I understand what that feels like. And having smoked cigarettes for 31 years and having to get rid of that at the same time, it was a challenge. Let's put it that way. It was a big experiment. The first, I'd say, year, 6 months to a year was a real big experiment. Figuring out, because I had to get rid of the sugar. I had to
get rid of the sugar. Now, it's impossible, literally impossible to get rid of all the sugar. Your brain needs a certain amount of glucose to run. That's its energy source and electricity. But getting my blood sugars, right, my A1C, down to a manageable level was the objective. That was the goal. And yeah, I'm pricking my finger every day multiple times, doing the testing, to see it, and I'm steadily watching it come down as I'm implementing the changes, and they're slow, they're over time. But as soon as I was hit with the type 2 diabetes, and I went home that day from the doctor, I said, all right, what am I going to do? And being the person I am, I started putting together, a list. All right, here's what's got to happen. All right, and I quit the cigarettes on July 15th. All right, I was diagnosed in May, so just a little over 2 months later was my last cigarette. July 15, 2005. Have not had a cigarette since. The smell makes me sick now. And for me, I knew I had to figure out something that I could do exercise-wise that I was going to be able to stick to, right, and not quit after a couple of weeks, right? And I knew that wasn't going to be going to a health club, right? So I knew buying a gym membership or whatever, that wasn't going to work. And in the past, I had bought exercise equipment and it always wound up sitting in a corner. Although I did use a treadmill for a while, and I did that for a while, and unfortunately I yo-yoed and went back up, but I hadn't quit smoking yet when I was doing this. That's why I keep emphasizing, until you're serious about getting your health in order, you can't be a cigarette smoker. That's just not possible. You cannot use tobacco and be a healthy person. Bottom line. Quote me if you want. But the cigarettes were gone July 15. Started implementing an exercise program for me, which I knew, falling back on my Marine Corps roots, I was a ground pounder, infantry. So I knew I was going to be able to walk. I'd always been able to walk. And my first walk, I can still remember, I implemented the walking program the same day I had, my first day, no smoking. It was July 16, 2005. And I went a mile, okay? I had the nicotine replacement gum, the orange-flavored nicotine replacement gum, right? And all the cigarettes and all the cigarette stuff and everything that could possibly be related to cigarettes was out of my house as of the night before. My last smoke was the night before. So there I was Saturday morning and chewing the gum, and I'm walking a mile. And, I tell you, that mile was probably one of the toughest miles I've ever walked. But that's step one, and that's where I start a lot of people now. You need to find something. If you aren't doing any exercise, you do have to find something that's going to give you the minimum amount of cardio that you need per week, and I look at it on a weekly basis, that's going to keep your heart healthy. If it's not healthy now, then get your heart healthy. And you go, well, how the heck do I know if my heart's healthy? Well, for me, I want to know what your resting heart rate is. I'd be very impressed if anybody can put on here right now what their resting heart rate is. I know what mine is, obviously. One thing, I have 2 different devices that I wear that track nearly everything. Amazing they don't track my mood, but they track my sleep, my steps, my heart rate, the whole ball of wax. And I have these have been very helpful in a theory I've put together on what happens to us at night when we're sleeping. I want to make sure I'm answering any questions, you guys. Awkward meatball. Love that. Hey, fan me up if you guys haven't done so yet. If nobody has any immediate questions, I need to get busy doing some stretching and some weights. I love sitting here talking to you, and I can lecture you guys all day long about health and being healthy and getting healthy. Obviously, that's what I do. But, if I'm boring you to tears, then we can simply do some stretching. You guys can get up and join me. If you're sitting, please stand up and join me. Let me turn this backlight here. I think it might be a little bit there. I think that fuzzes the camera out sometimes. Anyhow, hit me up if you have questions. Otherwise, I'm going to get some stretching done. And I got some weights, light weights that I do 3 times a week. And then I've got to go do some cardio. I won't drag you with me as I go out to do my 4 miles this morning. So I'll sign off before then, but that's probably going to be about an hour from now. So if you have any questions in the meantime, hit me up. Otherwise, we're going to start stretching. Hey, Charlie, what's going on? You guys, if you're sitting down, get up. Let's get some stretching done. Hang on, I want to get my water. And my coffee. Gotta have my coffee, I gotta have my water. 2 mandatory things. You guys ever play lice water? I think a few of you have been on here while we do this one before. Kind of a fun game. So we're going to play a little bit of lice water. If anybody has any questions, I'll keep an eye on the screen. But in the meantime, let's get some stretching done. All right, up, movement. Just follow along. We're going to reach overhead, and my Amazon Alexa is going to help us play along when we do a little bit of lice water. And you guys can play along too. They'll give you 7 questions. All right, you answer each question with a true or false, or truth or lie. Alexa in the kitchen, dining area, for some reason, goes off on her own. I could swear I've got a ghost up there, a poltergeist. It's very strange. Mm-hmm. Alexa, say hello.
Hello.
If you guys have any questions, ask Alexa. You can ask Alexa too. Just ask me and I'll ask Alexa for you. Otherwise, let's get up and do some stretching. Let's try and touch the ceiling first. Alexa, play lice water.
Well, hello there. It's time to play lice water.
Truth or lies?
It's crazy, true or false trivia.
Stretch
game.
with me. We're touching the
I'm
ceiling.
going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Stalin wrote 3 musicals.
Repeat that.
Stalin wrote 3 musicals.
Sure. Truth.
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
Who knew? Stalin?
Stalin had a piece published in Reader's Digest.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Stalin had webbed toes.
Lie.
You answered lie.
But it wouldn't surprise
And
me.
you were wrong. It was true.
He had webbed toes. That's creepy.
Stalin created the game Tiddlywinks.
Lie. Toe touches.
Say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Stalin spent over $3 billion trying to dig a tunnel to Germany.
True.
You answered truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Sounded good.
Stalin's mustache is on display at the Kremlin.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Stalin sent his daughter's first boyfriend to Siberia for a decade.
True. Sounds about right.
You say truth. Yes, it's true. Time for the final tally.
It's a dad thing.
You scored 4 points. Completely respectable showing. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Remember, you guys, if you have any questions, hit me up. Hey,
Well,
you now
hello
person.
there. It's time to
Peace
play
out, boo.
Lice Water, the crazy
Need my phone
true
back.
or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements.
Gotta
After
answer
each,
truth
say
or lie
truth
on these,
or
you guys.
lie. Let's get started.
Let's also
Smarties were originally invented to
our
curb
hits.
masturbation.
repeat that.
Smarties were originally invented to curb masturbation.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie.
Crazy.
Hitler's favorite candy was M&M's.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Clint Eastwood's grandfather invented the Snickers bar.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
You guys can guess too, you know.
The sugar daddy was originally called the Papa Sucker.
Lie. Do some shoulder stretching
You
with
seem
me.
to think this one's a lie.
All the way back.
But you were wrong.
Whoa.
It's true.
Huh?
Some turtles taste like black licorice.
Lie.
You answered lie.
Silliest thing I ever heard.
Yep, that's a lie. Twizzlers don't really exist.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie.
Where do they come up with this stuff? 30-second hold on
Pizza-flavored Jelly
these.
Belly candies were later released as barf flavor.
Repeat that.
Pizza-flavored Jelly Belly candies were later released as barf flavor.
Lie. Birdie
You
bots,
answered
maybe.
lie. And you were wrong.
Really?
It was true.
Whoa. I never had that
Let's
one.
hear your final score. You scored 5 points. I would classify that score as just fine. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Come on, you guys, hit me up with questions.
Welcome to Lie Swatter, the true or false
Or if
trivia
you're up and
game
stretching
from
with me,
Jackbox
all the better.
Games. I'm going to share 7 statements.
Zachary,
after
you
each
looking for
say
attention
true
again?
or
Yeah.
lie.
Here we go.
Let's begin. Kristen Stewart DJs under the name Sweet and Low 3000.
Okay. Are you done?
You answered truth. But
Are
you
you
were
done?
wrong. It's a lie.
Are you done? Are you finished?
Jada Pinkett Smith
I think he
was
just
the
wants
lead singer
attention
of a new
half the
metal
time.
band called Wicked Wisdom.
Repeat that. Are you done?
Jada Pinkett Smith
Thank you.
was the lead singer of a new metal band called Wicked Wisdom.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
You guys have any dogs that
But you were
insist
wrong.
on getting
It's
attention?
true. Julianne Moore is in a 311 cover band.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. Ryan Gosling has a band, Dead Man's Bones, that only plays Halloween songs.
Lie. That just sounds too weird.
You say lie. And you were wrong.
Really?
It was true.
That is weird. That's just weird.
Gary Sinise is in a band called the Lieutenant Dan Band.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. You were right. It's true.
Mm-hmm. 30-second hold minimum, you guys.
Andy Richter is in a band called the Sidekicks.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
30-second hold.
Nick Offerman is in the barbershop quartet, the Mustache Men.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Brace yourself for your final score. You scored 4 points. Not bad. Not bad at all. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Hit me up with questions,
Hello,
you guys.
it's time to play Lie Swatter, the unbelievable true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements.
Good
After
stretch.
each, say truth or lie.
Nice.
Let's get started.
All right, do some head rolls.
Mr. Rogers was an ordained minister.
True.
You say truth.
Mm-hmm.
You were right. It's true.
Pick an object on the wall behind you.
Mr. Rogers' stolen car was returned with an apology note from the thief.
True.
You say truth. You were right. It's true. Mr. Rogers appeared in a Vidal Sassoon commercial.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Silly.
Mr. Rogers' first name was Roger.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Shoulder rolls to the back.
Mr. Rogers recorded an audio version of the Aeneid entirely in Latin.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Feel a snap,
Mr.
crackle,
Rogers
pop.
would pinch his inner thigh when voicing Prince Tuesday.
Repeat that.
Mr. Rogers would pinch his inner thigh when voicing Prince Tuesday.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. And you were wrong. This one's a lie.
Sounded pretty funny.
Who's
Michael
joined us?
Keaton was a puppeteer
Hey,
on
Nico.
Mr. Rogers'
Hey, Jay.
Neighborhood.
Repeat that.
Michael Keaton was a puppeteer on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Lie. Wrist rolls.
Sorry, I'm not sure what you said. Answer truth or lie. Michael Keaton was a puppeteer on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Lie.
You
Is it
say
To
lie.
the outside, you guys.
And you were wrong. It was true.
Wow. Michael Keaton was a puppeteer on
Time
Mr.
for the
Rogers.
Final tally.
Wow.
You scored 5 points.
Learn something
Good
every
enough,
day.
if you ask me. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Wrist rolls to the inside. These are great for us computer
Hi,
users,
welcome
you guys.
to Lie Swatter, the true or
Elbows
false
are
trivia
next.
game from Jackbox Games. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin.
Elbows.
Brad Pitt reenacted the entire movie Meet Joe Black for a West African village.
True.
You seem to think this one's true,
Maybe something you do.
but you were wrong. It's a lie.
Oh well. Elbows. Wax off.
Brad Pitt has a wooden toe.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. Brad Pitt hurt his Achilles tendon while playing Achilles in Troy.
Lie.
You answered lie. But you were wrong.
Whoa.
It's true.
That's irony.
Brad Pitt got stabbed at a Pizza Hut buffet.
Repeat that. To the inside.
Brad Pitt got stabbed at a Pizza Hut buffet.
True.
You say true.
Zachary wants to go out.
And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
Excuse me.
Brad Pitt's former high school is now Brad Pitt High School.
Lie.
You seem to think this
Go on,
one's a
mister.
lie. Yep, that's a lie. As a child actor, Brad Pitt played a baby girl in a diaper commercial.
Lie. Lie. Shoulder rolls to the back.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. A Brad Pitt ad was banned in Malaysia for potentially making locals feel inferior.
Lie.
You say lie. But you were wrong.
Really?
It's true.
Now that's sad.
Brace yourself for your final score. You scored 3 points. And
So
just
much
a
I
reminder,
know about
that's
Brad
out of 7,
Pitt.
So could be better. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Not all Brads are the same.
Hello. It's time to play Lie Swatter, the unbelievable true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements.
Shoulder
After
rolls
each,
feel
say
so
truth
good.
or
Just
lie.
let him go.
Let's begin. Marilyn Monroe believed Cary Grant was her father.
Lie. To the front.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Sir Elton John owns a wig made from Marilyn Monroe's hair.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Marilyn Monroe's ashes were scattered over the Bermuda Triangle.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Marilyn Monroe rode a motorcycle and kept a pet raccoon in the sidecar.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Show me a single picture.
Marilyn Monroe has a verified Twitter account.
True.
You answered truth. You were right. It's true. Marilyn Monroe was named the Artichoke Queen in 1947.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. You were right. It's
Yep.
true.
Hit me up with questions, you guys.
Marilyn Monroe was the voice of Minnie Mouse.
Lie.
You say lie.
All right, let's loosen up some
You
knees.
were right. That's a lie.
Put you down a little bit.
Time for the final tally. You scored 7 points. You really cleaned up during the perfect game. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Knees, you guys. Hands on the knees, knees together. Rotate to the outside first. To the
Well,
left,
hello
I should
there.
say.
It's time to play Lie Swatter, the crazy true or false trivia game.
Now, don't lose your balance.
I'm going to
doing this
share
because
7
you
bizarre
can.
statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin.
To the
A
end
serial
zone.
killer once won a date on the dating game.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, it's true.
I know, how's that for creepy? Sorry.
Betty White once competed on American Ninja.
Lie.
You say lie.
She's done a lot of things.
Yep, that's a
That
lie.
ain't one of them.
David Foster Wallace was a writer on MTV's Singled Out.
True.
You say truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Let's open up the
Most
hips.
of the kids on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader are in 7th grade.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. Bernie Madoff was once a contestant on The Price is Right.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
That's too funny.
Deal or No Deal is filmed in a bunker 500 feet underground.
Lie. Howie's weird, but he ain't that
You seem
weird.
to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Descendants of the feuding Hatfields and McCoys competed on Family Feud.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, it's true.
I dated a cousin of one of the McCoys, a McNay or a McNeese.
Brace yourself for your final
Long
score.
ago.
You scored 6 points. You should brag about it to all
Still
your
opening
friends.
hips the other side,
Would you
you
like
guys.
to play again?
Sure.
Greetings. Welcome to Lie Swatter, the voice-activated true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's get started. An episode of America's Most Wanted profiled the Hamburglar to promote the big and tasty.
Lie. Come on.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie.
The insanity on that one.
The Big Mac's secret sauce was originally just ketchup mixed with mustard.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. 14-year-olds can drink beer at McDonald's restaurants in Germany.
True.
You say true.
If it's the way it used to be.
You were right. It's true.
I was there 4 years.
Mayor McCheese appeared in a 1984 campaign ad for Ronald Reagan.
Lie. Lightweights, you guys. These are
You
25
say
pounders.
lie. You were right. That's a lie. Grimace was based off of a popular Swedish kids show character called the Grimmenhofer.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. McDonald's was originally called McDonald Restaurant.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. In Japan, Ronald McDonald is known as Donald McDonald.
True.
You answered truth.
Just guessing.
Yes, it's true. Okay, we've done all 7. You scored 7 points. No fooling you, apparently. Would you like to play again?
Sure.
Hello, it's time to play Lie Swatter, the unbelievable true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. A French daredevil named Le Plumer climbed the Sears Tower using only 1 plunger.
Repeat that.
A French daredevil named Le Plumer climbed the Sears Tower using only 1 plunger.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie.
That'd be crazy.
A man died trying to tightrope walk across the Atlantic Ocean in 1902.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. 14 dogs die in surfing accidents a year.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
Better not.
A man who survived Niagara Falls in a barrel died after slipping on an orange peel.
True.
You say truth. Yes, it's true.
Truth is always stranger than fiction.
The first human cannonball was a 14-year-old girl.
True?
You say truth. Yes, it's true. Stanford gave an honorary degree in sword swallowing to a circus performer in 1954.
Repeat that.
Stanford gave an honorary degree in sword swallowing to a circus performer in 1954.
True? What do you guys think?
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie. In 2008, a Swiss man crossed the English Channel wearing a jetpack.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, it's true. Let's hear your final score. You scored 6 points. So close to perfection. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Unless you guys have any
Well,
questions.
hello there. It's time to play Lie Swatter, the crazy true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin.
Let's.
The oldest university in North America is in Mexico City.
Lie. No, that is
You
true.
say lie.
No, it's true.
And you were wrong.
Yep.
It was true.
I knew that was a lie.
Mexico City has more Starbucks than any other city in the world.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Mexico has 1 lake.
Lie. 35-pound
You
kettlebell,
answered
you
lie.
guys. Very good
Yep,
for you.
That's a lie. Mexico has over 60 indigenous languages.
True.
You answered truth. Yes, it's true. Mexico is home to the New York City Salt Company.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie. Cortez landed in Mexico thinking it was in Japan.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie. The most northern part of North America is a Mexican territory.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. All right, final score time. You scored 6 points. Great job. Would you like to play again?
Sure.
Well, hello there. It's time to play Lie Swatter, the crazy true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's get started. Mexico is home to the New York City Salsa Company.
We just did this one. Lie.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that again. Answer truth or lie. Mexico is home to the New York City Salsa Company.
Lie. We should get all of these,
You
right?
say lie. You were right. That's a lie. Mexico has 1 lake.
Lie.
You answered lie.
Kettlebell.
You were right.
Awesome, Dad.
That's a
Your
lie.
routine if you don't use one now.
Mexico City has more Starbucks than any other city in the world.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie. The most northern part of North America is a Mexican territory.
Lie.
You answered lie.
Hit me up if you have any questions, you
were right.
guys.
That's a lie.
What's going on, Vish?
The oldest university in North America is in Mexico City.
True. True. True.
The oldest university in North America is in Mexico City.
True. Truth.
You say truth. You were right. It's true. Cortez landed in Mexico thinking it was in Japan.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
Tricep curls, you guys.
Yep, that's a lie.
Just using a 20-pounder.
Mexico has over 60 indigenous languages.
True. Remember,
You
don't hit
answered
the back of
truth.
your head with these.
You were right. It's true. Brace yourself for your final score. You scored 7 points. I am
I would
officially
hope so.
impressed by your perfect score.
Yeah, it was
Would
a
you
repeat
like to play
category.
again?
Sure. Give me something different.
Well, hello there. It's time to play Lie Swatter, the crazy true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Studies show lefties are angrier people than righties.
Lie.
You answered lie. And you were wrong.
Really?
It was true.
Any lefties out there?
Studies show lefties drink alcohol more often than righties.
Lie.
You say lie. But you were wrong.
Really?
It's true.
Wow. Who'd have
No
guessed?
one is actually left-handed. It's a myth.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. You were right. That's a lie. In Britain, lefties are called Lucies.
Lefties, goosies. Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie. Lefties' hearts are on the far right side of their chests.
Lie.
You say lie.
Where do they come up with this stuff?
You were right. That's a lie.
Hit me up with questions, you guys.
4 of the last 5 U.S. presidents were born lefties.
True.
You say truth. You were right. It's true. Studies show left-handed people are more likely to be cross-eyed.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Time for the final tally. You scored 5 points. Pretty good. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Unless somebody's got a question for me. You guys are letting me off way too easy this morning. Come on, hit me up. I know you got some questions on something.
Well, hello there.
Anything.
It's time to play Lie Swatter.
Doesn't be personal
Crazy
training
true
or
false
health.
trivia
Any
game.
questions?
I'm going to share 7 impossible-seeming statements. After each, say truth or lie.
In fact, if you want me to
Let's
put the
begin.
camera on the dogs.
Shaq conducted the Boston Pops
You can
Orchestra
see
in a
them, that's
rendition
more
of
fun.
We Are the Champions.
Lie.
You say lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Shaq conducted an orchestra? Okay.
Shaq became a Scottish lord in 2001.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. But you were wrong. It's
See how
a
much I know
lie.
about Shaq? You guys guessing on these?
Shaq's shoe size is 33.
No.
You
Lie.
seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Shaq was a guest choreographer on an episode of So You Think You Can Dance.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Gloria Estefan was a reference on Shaq's application for the Miami Beach Police.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. You were right. It's true. Reebok named Shaq the vice president of Power Slams at their 1998 shareholders meeting.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Shaq was nominated for a Golden Globe for playing the genie in Kazam.
Lie.
You say lie.
Lamest
You were right.
movie ever.
That's a lie.
Hey, Tracy. Felicity, what's going on?
Let's hear your final score. You scored 5 points. Not bad. Not bad at all. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Unless anybody has any questions. Fan me up if you haven't yet, you guys. Hey, somebody do a capture and get Zeke on there on the wall. He's a lot better looking than me.
Hello.
Huh.
It's time to play Lie Swatter. the
Somebody did capture this
unbelievable
moment.
true or
Go
false
ahead.
trivia game.
Mr. Zeke here.
I'm going to share 7 bizarre statements. After each, say truth or lie.
He not
Let's
working?
begin.
Actually, I work from home,
Bob
Trace.
the
I'm an
Tomato from
author.
VeggieTales was killed off
I write
in
books, and I'm a
2009.
personal trainer and health coach. So I work from my house.
I'm having some trouble understanding you. Answer truth or lie. Bob the Tomato from VeggieTales was killed off in 2009.
Lie. They wouldn't
You
kill
seem to think this one's a lie.
Bob the veggie
You
tomato.
were right. That's a lie.
Poor Bob. If you have any questions, Trace, let me know.
The tomato is technically a nut.
Lie.
You say lie.
It's a fruit.
You were right. That's a lie. In 16th century England, throwing tomatoes at performers was a sign of respect.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie.
They're a lot cuter
The
than me.
king
You
of
guys can
Prussia
look at them
sold
for a minute.
500 acres of land for a bushel of tomatoes.
Repeat that.
The king of Prussia sold 500 acres of land for a bushel of tomatoes.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie. The U.S. Supreme Court declared that tomatoes are vegetables.
Lie.
You answered lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Well, then the Supreme Court was a bunch of idiots whenever they did
The
that.
owners of the Rotten Tomatoes website own their own tomato farm.
Repeat that. Clean
The
your
owners
dog's
of the
eyes.
Rotten Tomatoes website own their own tomato farm.
They don't have thumbs. Repeat that.
Sorry, I'm not sure what you said. Answer truth or lie.
All clean.
The owners of the Rotten Tomatoes website own their own tomato farm.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie.
They get crusties in the corner of their eyes just
The
like we
meteor
do, you
that
know.
wiped out the dinosaurs also caused tomatoes to become red.
Lie.
You answered lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Well, that's weird.
Brace yourself for your final score.
Very
You
strange.
scored 5 points.
Back to weights, you guys.
Completely respectable
Any
stuff.
questions?
Would you like to play again?
Sure. Till somebody hits me up with a
Greetings.
question I can
Welcome
answer.
to Lie Swatter, the voice-activated true or false trivia game.
Back to
I'm going to
kettleball.
share 7 impossible-seeming statements. After each, say truth or lie.
Kettleball.
Let's begin. Typing on a keyboard speeds up nail growth.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, it's true. Fingernails grow faster on longer fingers.
True.
You answered truth. You were right. It's true. OPI makes a nail polish color called Ladies and Magentamen.
True.
You answered truth. You were right. It's true. Fingernails on a Chalkboard is the name of Gilbert Gottfried's first comedy album.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie. A museum in Luxembourg displays the fingernails of famous historical figures.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
You go potty.
You were right. That's a lie.
Huh? Zoe's got to go out now. Come
1
on,
out of
come
20 people have retractable fingernails.
Here. Lie. That's ridiculous.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie.
You go out. Come here. No? Hi.
People who bite their nails are less likely to get cavities.
Lie. Silliest thing I
You
ever
seem to
heard.
think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Okay, Okay, we've done all 7. You scored 7 points. Wow, that's a perfect score. Would you like to play again?
Sure. Anybody have any questions? Hit me up, you guys. You're making my day too easy. Josie, what's going on? Horse-sized duck.
Hello.
Precambrian,
It's
huh?
time to play Lie Swatter.
Horse-sized duck,
the
get Precambrian.
unbelievable
Never.
true or false trivia game.
Paleozoic.
I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's get started.
Let's.
Stephen Hawking won $1.2 million in a Vegas poker tournament.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie.
He's a good man, but poker?
Groucho Marx carried his poker money in a bag around his neck.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. And you were wrong. It was true.
Say the sacred word, you win
Texas
$100.
Hold'em originated in Japan.
Repeat that.
Texas Hold'em originated in Japan.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. A New York doctor created Botox that enhances a card player's poker face.
Lie.
You answered lie. But you were wrong.
Whoa.
It's true.
Can you imagine that? That's crazy.
The Dogs Playing Poker painting is reenacted by real dogs in Iowa every year for charity.
Lie. Silliness.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Richard Nixon used poker winnings to fund his first campaign for Congress.
Plugged in. Lie.
We're going to have to do that again.
But it is connected
Answer
via
truth
Wi-Fi.
or lie. Richard Nixon used poker winnings to fund his first campaign for Congress.
Lie.
You say lie.
The Amazon Alexa.
But you were wrong.
The Echo.
I'm
Continue.
not sure I understood that. Answer truth or lie. Andrew Jackson won Lake Erie from Canada in a game of poker.
Lie.
You say lie.
What?
Yep, that's a lie. All right, final score time. You scored 4 points. I would classify that score as just fine. Would you like to play again?
No.
Thank you for playing Lie Swatter.
I'll chat with you
Be sure to
guys
check
for a
out
minute.
our other games at
We're going to be heading out to do some mileage here
Goodbye.
pretty soon. No, this is the Amazon Alexa. In fact, I had it turned so, yeah, you can see it right there.
This is the Echo from Amazon. The Alexa is the... Alexa, say hi.
Hi.
Yes, I'm getting pushed by dogs that want to go out for a walk. They're getting antsy. They're getting itchy. And I'm going to be heading out the door to go do my mileage here shortly. Let me put this up so you guys... There, so I can say hi while I'm standing here. So I want to see if you guys have any questions before I finish up this session today. I need to get out and go do about 4 miles and get my cardio done. I guarantee you, if I still look the way I used to look at 252 pounds and still smoking cigarettes, you would not be hiring me as a personal trainer or health coach. So first and foremost, every personal trainer and every health coach, their first and most important client is themselves. We need to actually walk the walk and not just talk the talk. So I'm going to get mileage done here shortly. But before I head out, let me know. You guys have any questions, anything I can answer? It doesn't have to be on health-related issues. Again, my specialties and what I help people with all the time, losing weight, getting your BMI back in order, and all the numbers that you talk to at your doctor at your annual physical. That includes your blood pressure, cholesterol, your A1C. I want to know if your resting heart rate is where it needs to be. Is your heart healthy? Also, are you well-rounded? Are you well-balanced? Are you functional all the way around the psyche, if you will? The things I help with are bringing people back into balance. So I think that is probably the most important thing that I do. But if you have any issues or questions that I can help with, like I say, my specialties are weight loss. I can help people quit smoking. That's my freebie this year. I'm getting anybody who wants to quit smoking can do so free. Just reach out to me and we'll do a Skype session, put together a 90-day plan and get the cigarettes off, get that monkey off your back. So help people lose weight. I help people quit smoking. I'll help people manage their type 2 diabetes. If you're a type 2 diabetic like me, or if you're pre-diabetic, which is even better, because that means I can get you off that list so you don't become diabetic. So if you're pre-diabetic, or you even suspect you're pre-diabetic, right? Find out if you don't know. If you haven't had your blood work done and done your annual physical with your doctor and you're overweight or obese like I used to be, don't mess around. Seriously. A couple of the indications, few early signs that you'll start getting if you're pre-diabetic moving towards full-blown diabetic: excessive thirst. You're constantly going to want to drink something, and nothing you drink is going to quench your thirst. Right? I know. And of course, if you're drinking all the liquids, you're going to be going to the bathroom a lot. So that is another. And weird changes with your vision. So those were the things the big three for me that drove me into my doctor to find out. So if you're pre-diabetic, we can get you off that list. I mean, something as simple as taking off just 10% if you're overweight or obese. Just taking off 10% gets you off that list permanently, so that you will not be a type 2 diabetic like me. I will be taking diabetes medication the rest of my life. There's just no way around it. My pancreas is only half working now. But I stand here as a living testament to the fact that I don't care if you're overweight. I don't care if you smoked cigarettes for 3 decades. I don't care if you're 30, 50, 70. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can make changes that are going to be positive and extend your lifespan. That is the ultimate goal. 2 years in a row, and this number bothers the heck out of me, and I talk about it every time I get on here. 2 years in a row now, lifespans have decreased. They have shortened. Let me repeat that. 2 years in a row, and this is as long as we've been keeping an eye on these numbers, right? 2 years in a row, lifespans have shortened, not lengthened, as you would expect, with all the modern medicine, modern technology, all the things that we know now that we can do to extend life. I mean, eventually we should be able to stop the aging process entirely. I mean, that's less than 50 years away. But right now, and for 2 years in a row, because we have an obesity epidemic happening not just in America, but globally, and we just happen to lead the way, well done America, we have an obesity epidemic. 2 out of 3 of us are either overweight or obese. 84 million Americans out of 324 million are pre-diabetic right now. Right now. When I first started studying for personal trainer and health coach, less than 5 years ago, only 72 million were pre-diabetic. So that means just in the short time since I've become an ACE-certified personal trainer and ACE-certified health coach, just in that short period of time, an additional 12 million people have gotten on the roster. 324 million Americans, 30 million, including me, are already diagnosed. We know we're pre-diabetic. 84 million out there. 1 out of 4 people. If there's a dozen people on here, 3 of you may have diabetes. 1 out of 4 Americans, pre-diabetes, excuse me. And there is a big difference, believe me. For me, and this is the important point, if you are pre-diabetic, if you are overweight or obese and your blood sugars are not where they need to be, and your doctor will tell you by a blood test, right? You can get it done almost anywhere for that fact. But you will find out if you're pre-diabetic by a blood test, right? And then you have a choice. I mean, the good news and bad news situation here. The bad news is if you don't do anything about it, you will become a full-blown type 2 diabetic like me. Half my pancreas is dead. I take 2 different kinds of meds a day. I take Invokana and metformin. Those are the 2 diabetes control medications I take. But there was a time when I was shooting myself in the stomach with a needle, right? I've at least gotten my A1C down to the point where I was able to get back on oral medication, at least. So, bottom line though, and like I'm saying, if you're pre-diabetic, if you're right on that list, right on the line, don't do anything, you will become full-blown type 2 diabetic with all diabetic neuropathy and retinopathy and all the nasty things that can come with it, including eventually dying. Or if you do something, and even if it's just small changes, small steps, like I said, 10%, take off 10%. For me, at 252 pounds, which was 110 pounds ago, 10% would have been about 25 pounds thereabouts. So, and I can remember the difference just in the energy levels I had when I took off that first 25 pounds. Unfortunately for me, by the time I was diagnosed, and this was 46, by the time I was diagnosed, I was already far too gone. I had gone way past prediabetes. I was in full-blown type 2 diabetes and will be the rest of my life. But right now, like I said, 1 out of 4 Americans, and I can tell you right now, if you're overweight or obese, the odds of you being on that list goes up exponentially. But 1 out of 4 Americans is currently pre-diabetic, which means that you can get off that list. You do not have to become a diabetic. You can get off that list permanently. And even people that do get into full-blown diabetes, type 2 diabetes, if your pancreas has not yet been damaged the way mine was, then you can also get off that list. You can also reverse type 2 diabetes. As long as you still have an active pancreas and you haven't damaged yours the way I damaged mine, then even if you get past prediabetes just into full-blown type 2 diabetes, even if they've put you on metformin, if you do the right things and you get your balance back, your weight, all the numbers your doctor's concerned about, your resting heart rate, get everything back into order and get your nutrition in order, then you can get off that list as well. Being balanced, being healthy is a very simple formula, you guys. 75% is the nutrition, what you put into your body. 25% is the activity, what you do with your body. So 75-25. So you can't ignore either end of this solution, either end of the equation, right? 75% of being healthy is your nutrition, your diet. Initially, when you're trying to lose weight, I'm not so concerned that you're eating salads and rice cakes. I know you're not going to stop eating junk food. My goal is to get your positive energy balance, you're gaining weight, down to a negative energy balance where you're losing weight. To do that, we have to look at portion sizes. Not just what you eat, although that has to come into play eventually. Right? You can't eat junk food all the time for the rest of your life and expect to stay healthy. Everybody has time for junk food. I like McDonald's too, but I don't eat it every day. Right? If I have a quarter pounder with cheese, I know what's going to happen to my body. In fact, everybody can from this point on. Alexa, how many calories are in a double quarter pounder with cheese?
10.3 ounces of McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese has 780 calories.
We know. Everything now has to come with the nutrition. Every restaurant you go to, every fast food place you go to, every label on the packaging in your stores, and if you don't know how to read labels, I teach that. It's one of the things I teach as a health coach. But we know, we can easily figure out where the calories are coming from. It's a simple matter of keeping a food log, a 1-week food log. I have everybody do it. And an activity log, so on a daily basis for at least a week, and I review it, right? What you ate, when you ate it, how much you ate, who you ate it with, and why you ate it, and where you ate it. All these little factors are important. And then if you did any activities that day as well, I can sit down and we can figure out over a week-long food log, keeping a food diary, exactly, are you at a positive energy balance, are you at a negative energy balance, are you gaining weight, are you losing weight, or are you maintaining? Most people these days, 2/3 of Americans, are still gaining weight. And it all comes down to the amount of food they eat and being sedentary, the lack of exercise. Now, if you're already in shape, you're already at weight, all of your numbers are good, your doctor's happy, says you're happy, healthy, everything's good, your BMI is good, your A1C is good, you're a healthy person. In other words, you're one of the 1/3 of Americans who are not overweight or obese. You're in that 1/3 healthy range. You need to do 30 minutes of exercise 5 times a week. Those are the people that don't need to lose weight. The people that are already healthy. To stay healthy. This is the recommendations from the CDC. Every personal trainer, every health coach, every professional out there knows these numbers. 30 minutes, 5 times a week, 150 minutes a week. Get your cardio, medium intensity level, at least to the point where you're building up that heart strength is what we need. Okay. On top of that, what you eat is going to take time and effort, and yes, you will have to do your homework and figure out, right, here's where my calories are coming from. Alexa, how many calories are in an Oreo?
There are 40 calories in an Oreo.
All of this information is available on the internet. You don't have to ask your Alexa or ask your Siri. You can go Google it, and all of this information is readily available. I like Oreos too, but I also know now, and you can also know too, that I eat 5 Oreos, I put 200 calories in my body. Now, the calorie count, that's what confuses a lot of people. So before I go today, let me review the calorie count and the numbers, because it really does come down to a numbers game, gaining weight. Let me see if you guys have any questions real quick. Hey, YouNow person. Wu-Tang! Sabin and Wu. But the numbers, and let me explain these numbers from a point of view so that you guys will understand this, okay? There's a minimum number of calories that the human body requires just to maintain a weight that it's at now. For instance, when I was 250 pounds, my daily caloric requirements, in other words, the calories that I would need to eat, to consume, to stay at 250 pounds, was somewhere around 2,300, 2,350 calories, thereabouts, okay? At 142 pounds now, and remember my BMI then was 38, right? At 142 pounds now, my BMI is 22, right? I'm in maintenance mode. I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to gain weight. I'm simply in maintenance mode now, right? This is 110 pounds later. But I'm in maintenance mode. And at 142 pounds, my caloric requirements just to maintain 142 pounds, about 1,300 calories, 1,300, 1,350 calories for 142 pounds. Now, 200-pound person, about 1,900 calories a day. So you can easily figure those numbers out by your weight. If you want to gain weight, and there are people that I work with that need to gain weight. I'm working with one lady who's anorexic, and she needs to gain weight as well as deal with the other issues. I'm working with her doctor, and she wants me to also work with the specialist she's working with on the anorexia issues. But she also needs to exercise. But the bottom line is, whether you need to lose weight, whether you need to gain weight, the formula is the exact same thing. The numbers are exactly the same. Excuse me. I can go to voicemail. The numbers are the same, no matter whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight. So, for instance, if you want to put on a pound, let's say you want to gain a pound, okay, that's 3,500 calories. Now, if you're just eating junk food and you're sitting around, that's going to turn into a pound of fat. And that's pretty much what's happening to Americans right now. Every 3,500 calories that you consume, doesn't matter. I don't care if you're eating health food. If you're eating the healthiest food on the planet and you're still just eating more than you're burning off calorie-wise, in other words, you're consuming 3,500 calories even of health food that you don't burn off, that's going to turn into a pound of fat if you're just sitting around and you're not working to make it into muscle. If you're putting on that pound of fat and you're working out at the same time and you have a resistance program and a training program built to help you gain weight and put on muscle, that's a different story. But it's still the same story. It's still 3,500 calories. The numbers are still the numbers, right? So if you're overweight, say you're 250 pounds like I was, obese, right, and you need to take off the weight, that means that you need to start figuring out how you're going to be burning off 3,500 calories and start taking off pound by pound of fat. Now, you'll see all of these commercials on television, especially the beginning of the year, the end of the year. I mean, the Nutrisystems and the South Beach and all these freaking diet programs. It's just insane. But they're basically preying on the fact that 2/3 of us, know, and if you're overweight, if you need to lose weight, if you've got to start looking out for this stuff. I mean, you're not dumb, right? But like me, when I was 252 pounds and still smoking cigarettes, I felt great. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have any symptoms of anything going on. Not until I started getting some of the symptoms for the diabetes. Prior to that, I was fat and happy. Fat and happy cigarette smoker working in computer training for 25 years. sitting around most of the time, not exercising and not watching anything I ate. I watched it. I just watched it go in my gullet. So, like I say, if you're at a point now where you're either overweight, obese, you need to lose weight, the formula is very simple. Right? 3,500 calories. For every 3,500 calories you burn, you're going to take off a pound of fat. All these diet systems and diet plans and even the surgeries, none of these are going to be effective because they're not long-term lifestyle changing habits. They're not changing what you do over the long term. I personally had a friend go through the bariatric surgery. He took off 150, almost 200 pounds. 2 years later, he was right back where he was. Right back where he was. Why? He went back to doing everything he was doing and all the same bad habits, not watching what he was eating. He wasn't exercising. He assumed that he was going to get this surgery, it was going to fix everything, and he'd be healthy the rest of his life. Wrong. Just like you're looking at these diet programs on TV that say, lose weight fast. No, you do not want to lose weight fast. I'm happy if my clients take off a pound a week. Pound or two. I see these programs out now, lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, lose this much, this fast. That's crazy. One, it's not healthy, especially if you're going to try and do that amount of weight loss long term. Just not healthy. Too easily you can take off muscle at the same time. You can lose muscle, and ladies, osteoporosis is nothing to mess with either. And I don't care if you're still in your 20s and 30s. You can still be hit with osteoporosis, especially if you are gnawing away at your insides that quick, trying to burn off calories. I mean, tens of thousands of calories per week burned off is just a little bit too much. If you're doing a specific program for that, to do a specific burn for 2 weeks, that's fine. But long-term lifestyle change is what's necessary to take the weight off permanently, to keep the weight off, and make sure that it doesn't go back on. You have to do these changes yourself, and they're not going to happen overnight. I didn't get up to 250 plus pounds overnight. I didn't become obese overnight. I also didn't take off 110 pounds overnight either. Right? I figured out the slow, steady process of slowly changing my habits so that I was able to do that. And keep in mind, and this is important, you guys, I still eat all the things I like to eat before. I don't deny myself anything, literally. Like I said, I'll have McDonald's now and then. I like a double quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and a fillet of fish. But I also know that that's about 1,000 to 1,200 calories, okay, which almost meets my daily caloric intake, 1,300, 1,350 calories for a 142-pound guy, right? And if I eat that one McDonald's meal, then that is my limit as far as the amount of calories that I need just to maintain my weight. If I have more calories that day, and I will, right? Rarely do I have just that. I'll have that and maybe one other meal, something healthier. Yeah, I do eat a lot of salads and fruits and things like that now and then, but I don't deny myself. And I like pizza. You bet, I get pizza, but I don't eat the whole damn pizza. You with me? I eat a couple slices and put the rest in the fridge for later. And if I have an Oreo, break out the bag of Oreos, who doesn't love a good Oreo? But I don't eat 10, 20 of the darn things. I mean, 10 Oreos is 400 calories. 40 calories per Oreo. 400 calories. If I had 10 Oreos, that would be almost 1/3 of my daily required intake for calories. So you can work on these numbers. You can figure out these numbers. You don't need me to tell you if you're overeating. I mean, you're smart. Most people can figure this out. You're sitting there right now, and you know just like I knew when I was 205 pounds, and just a reminder, that was 50 pounds less than me at my heaviest, right? This was 205 pounds, okay? At least by this time, I'd been almost 5 years without cigarettes, okay? So at least those were gone. This was about 2010, this picture was taken. But before that, I was 50 pounds heavier than that. So I know of what I speak. You know, it is the long-term lifestyle changes that are going to matter. And taking off the weight slowly and permanently over time, that's what's going to, you know, that's going to make the long-lasting changes that you need to stay healthy permanently, to get back into what I call healthy balance. And yeah, you know, being balanced as a human being is not just physical, like I said before, physically, mentally, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, right? All the way around, being balanced all the way around. And when you start getting your physical health in order, and the interesting thing about when you start losing weight, your brain functions better. You want your brain to function even better, eat spinach regularly. Serious, get fresh spinach. I get the organic container every week. I put it in everything. I mean, you want to boost your brain power? Seriously? More spinach is a good way to go. I mix it in tuna, egg salad. I put it in smoothies. I'll cook it. I mean, a pile this big cooks down to about that big with a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt, pepper. I mean, it's delicious. Seriously. Fresh. You can use fresh spinach to replace lettuce in your sandwiches or in your salads. Right? Just find a way to use spinach. Fresh spinach. Organic if possible. But it's awesome. I mean, just amazing for you. So the losing weight is going to give you more energy. It's going to hopefully pull you off the pre-diabetes list if you're on there. See if you guys hit me up with any questions. Hey, King Caesar, what's going on? Glad you could make it. Hey, Iron Mouse. Rebby. Hey, glad you guys can make it today. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. I've got to get back outdoors and go do my mileage, and then get back and finish my resistance training today. But like I said, if you need to lose weight and you know who you are, 10%, just 10%, is going to help you, 1, get a lot more energy, 2, hopefully take you off the pre-diabetes list if you're on there, right? 3, it's going to give you a little more brain boost, a little brain power, right? When you start taking the fat off, your brain works a little bit better. 4, it's going to relieve some of the stress that you're putting on your internal organs, especially your heart, your cardiopulmonary. When you're heavy, or like I was, even obese, you are putting extra pressure on your internal organs simply because of all the weight that you're carrying. Same thing on your load-bearing joints, your ankles, your knees, your hips. Believe me, they will love you to pieces if you start taking off a little more weight. And then, of course, getting the activity in. Remember, 75% of being healthy, balanced, is your diet. What goes in your system? Mostly the quantity initially when you're losing weight. I know you're not going to stop eating junk food. I mean, you can eventually start replacing more junk food with salads and things over time, right? Start eating more fish and less beef. You know, cutting out things that are more saturated fat, less saturated fat, more polys and monos. Learning to understand and read food labels will be very helpful. If anybody needs a lesson in that, I'm available, personal training and health coaching. Right? If you want my personal help in losing weight, plan together, quitting smoking I do for free. But everything else, you go to Personal Training with Brad, fill out the little form, put a note on there that you're a YouNow fan me up here on YouNow, and you'll get an hour of my time for free. This is after the free initial consultation. First, I want to spend time with you to figure out if I can actually help. Okay? If I can help, and most people I can, then you'll get an hour on top of that. And even if it's something as simple as talking about your diet, talking about your food diary. If you keep a food diary prior to taking that hour of my time, we can spend that whole hour going through the food diary and figuring out a game plan to help you start cutting back on your calories. Okay? It doesn't really matter. Helping on here, I love to do. It's my give back. And I've helped a lot of people so far this month. It's been a great month. I've had people I've helped start losing weight. I've helped a lady with anorexia start handling those issues. A young gentleman who's being hit with amnesia symptoms at 24. Him I'm sending straight to his doctor. He's got to get the test done, find out what's going on. Few folks dealing with depression. And a lot of us, including me, are dealing with lower back pain. So there's a lot of good issues that I've talked about this month. Hopefully I've helped some of the folks on here, and my plan is to keep this up all year long. But again, if you want private sessions, and I do mostly Skype, believe me, when I was 250 pounds, I didn't want to walk into a health club, to try to lose weight. I mean, last thing I wanted was some buff guy come running up to me. Oh, looks like you're here. You need my help. No, my self-image was not at the point where I wanted to walk in and say, help me lose weight. I had to figure out on my own. Fortunately, I was able to fall back on my Marine Corps training, my inner Marine, to kick my own butt in gear and make it happen. But now I help others do the same. So, yeah, I'm well worth every penny. I charge $35 an hour, and I'm well worth every penny if you consider how many hours that we might be adding on to your life in the long run. But personaltrainingwithbrad.com, if you want to go send me sign up on my website, on my webpage. It's personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Otherwise, click on any of the links in the upper right-hand corner on the YouNow page there. I got about 7,000 fans on my book for Pushing Double Nickels. Mostly animal lovers. That's the book number 2 coming out this year. I'm writing a dog book. If you have any input on what you want to see or hear about in a dog book, I'd love to hear from it. I love feedback from my fans and clients. In fact, before I finished Pushing Double Nickels in 2014, before I finished the first book, I'd reached out and I was getting input on some of the things that people wanted to know about, things that people wanted to hear about. I like to be as inclusive as possible. For me, people are people. I don't care where you're at. I don't care your race, your color, your creed, your religion. It doesn't matter. People are people. I mean, of the 19,200 genes that we share, chromosomes in our DNA, we have over 17,000 of them are exactly the same. I mean, there's a very small percentage of chromosomes that differentiate us humans. Believe me, we find more ways to differentiate ourselves than we actually are different. So, as far as I'm concerned, 99.9% of the people on this planet are identically the same, and they're awesome, spectacular people. And that includes probably all of you. There are a few of us out there that give the rest of us a bad name, but all in all, and take it from someone who's been a military brat and a former Marine, I've lived all over the United States. I've lived in Europe. I was stationed over in Japan. I've been all over the Southeast Asia. I've been in Central America. I love people no matter where I go. And they all need the same help right now. All of them. They all need to lose weight, or at least a good proportion of them. A whole bunch of them need to get their prediabetes under control. A whole ton of them need to be more active. That's one thing that has really caught up with us over the last 50 years in society is we've become sedentary. People are sitting around way too much time. Take it from a guy who knows. Got a question there for me, King? Well, I appreciate it. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me. I hope I've had at least some advice or something to say that's been of some help. Again, if you need any help quitting smoking, I'm doing that for free. So you want to get rid of those damn cigarettes, right? Take it from a guy who smoked from age 15 to 46. If I can get rid of them on my first try, July 15, 2005, I'll make sure that you do the same darn thing. Get that monkey off your back. There's just no way, if you're still a cigarette smoker, you can get your health in order. It just doesn't happen. Okay? And if you are like I was, either overweight or obese, I don't care how old you are, you can make the changes to get the weight off. You don't have to do diet plans. You don't have to do surgeries. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to hire me. You don't have to hire anybody. You can do it on your own if you have your own self-motivation. And if the motivation that hit me was the scare of being hit with type 2 diabetes, perceived health threat is probably one of the most common things that causes people to come to me. Oh my God, doctor just told me I've got this or that or that or this, whatever. Don't wait for that. If you already know you're overweight or obese, let's get moving. Now, why wait? I was fat and happy and stayed that way till I was 46 and got hit with type 2 diabetes. I'm convinced if I had not been hit with type 2 diabetes and I would have kept on smoking and gaining weight and getting heavier and more unhealthy, my heart would have probably blown out by the time I was 50. Seriously, I don't think I'd be standing here today had I kept on smoking cigarettes and kept on eating and gaining weight and getting heavier and heavier. The type 2 diabetes probably saved my life, funny enough. But at least that's the way I look at it. Because for me, there's no turning back. I will never, ever be that obese person again. I will never, ever have a cigarette in my hands again. It's not going to happen. So if I can help you guys get to that point as well, that makes my day. Seriously, that makes my day. Now, that also means that there's going to be more of you around at the end of the year, so that when I do publish my dog book, you guys will buy a copy, right? The more people that are out there that have the potential to listen to what I'm saying, in other words, if you aren't one of those 160,000 that we're losing every day, 90,000 every night, reminder, 90,000 people are going to go to sleep tonight in America and not wake up tomorrow morning. As far as I'm concerned, I want to make sure none of you guys are any of those folks. Please. I want all millennials, that includes all 4 of my millennial children, to live to 100 plus without wearing diapers, without drooling on yourselves. 100 plus. Like I say, within 50 years, technology and medicine is going to have it so that we will be able to end the aging process. You hear me on this? Being healthy, staying healthy, will keep you around so that you can see that happen. Imagine being able to live for a couple hundred years, like you were in your 30s. Consider that. We already know what causes aging. We already know. The telomeres on the ends of our cells. As those telomeres die, as the final one dies, the cell dies. Aging. We know what causes the aging process. Once you figure out what causes something, you're able to reverse it. You're able to change it. And we're on that track. But at the same time, the obesity epidemic, the diabetes epidemic, they're killing us. I mean, we are losing, and I'm going to say this, and then I got to get going because I got to go do my miles. We're losing 150 people a day to the opioid crisis. 150 a day, right? I understand having to live on pain medication. I'm there. But that's not just over the counter. That also includes the new fentanyl that is just killing people left and right, and the heroin issue. It has gotten to the point where it's happening in middle America, in rural towns, in little cities. People that you would never think are doing this, ever. So it has become an epidemic. 150 people a day we're up to losing on this opioid crisis. But, and let me repeat this, we're losing 4 times as many to obesity. 4 times as many are dying to the obesity crisis. I don't hear anybody talking about that besides me. That's one of the most preventable things. Coronary arterial disease, CAD, clogs up your arteries, the saturated fat, the plaque that causes arterial sclerosis, that gives us heart attacks and strokes. It is one of the easiest things to reverse, to change, to stop. So, you know who you are. Don't get to where I was. Don't wait until the doctor hits you with a perceived threat to start making some positive changes. Because you can start making positive changes at any time. It's just the matter of wanting to do it. What is a 420 guru? Hey, that's a really good question, Dan. All right, I'm going to hit you with this before I get rolling. I smoked cigarettes for 31 years, right? I had my first cigarette when I was about 13, 14 years old. So by the time I was 15, and we came back from Germany at that time, we were in Arizona. I went through high school and University of Arizona, after the Marines. But when I was going through high school, by the time I was 15, I was a full pack-a-day smoker, okay? 1975, I was also when I was first introduced to marijuana. So not only was I a cigarette smoker, I also smoked pot, okay? I got rid of those cigarettes. Every single year that I smoked cigarettes from 15 to 46, every single year I got bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, right? Every single year. I got rid of those cigarettes July 15, 2005. I've not had a cigarette since, but I still partake. I'm still a 420 guy. Why? Because it allows me to take less pain medication for my permanently and severely disabled back, for one thing. Two, it's less harmful than tobacco. It's less harmful than alcohol. I prefer, if someone's going to use it, I like to see them do vapes, edibles, anything but, the combustibles. Can't say anything about it, though, because I like a good doober. Right? So I fully support both medicinal marijuana, and yeah, I'm a 420 guru. I have introduced some people that now that it's legal here in the state of California recreationally, some of my compatriots, people in my general age group who've never tried it or haven't tried it since back in college, they'll come to me and they'll want advice. Right? What? How kind? What should I smoke? Should I get a concentrate? Do I dabbers? I mean, and now things are so different. My first ounce was 10 fingers, and it was called a lid, a 10-finger lid. So, and it was $10. But then again, that was back when the potency was nothing close to what it is now. But, like I say, if you are a medicinal marijuana user, awesome, because I know the benefits of that. I have my card I've had for years. If you're a recreational user, awesome. It's better than alcohol. Guarantee you that much. I'd rather you smoke pot than smoke cigarettes. Right? If anything, I proved for a fact that smoking cigarettes does a lot more damage, or at least to my body, right, than smoking pot. I haven't had a case of bronchitis since I got rid of the cigarettes. Not one. So that's what a 420 guru is. And the fact that I was born on 420, hey, I claimed it long before those guys did, the 420 in the afternoon thing. So I think it was, I look at it like karma. Firm believer in karma, put it that way. So hopefully that answers your question, Dan. Anyhow, I have to get moving, you guys. I got to get some mileage done. I got to take these dogs out for a quick walk and see if I can get the rest of my day going. I've also got a dinner date tonight. So I need to get ready for that as well. God, it means I'm going to have to shave. Lord Almighty. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys joining me today. I hope you've learned something about getting your health back in balance or in general. Fan me if you haven't fanned me yet. All of my sessions are saved on YouTube and Tumblr. So you can go back if you've got a friend who wants to quit smoking who wasn't able to join us. They can go ahead and look and contact me. Like I say, I'll help you quit smoking cigarettes for free. Free. Just reach out to me. We'll Skype. We'll make it happen. If you need help losing weight, getting back in shape, working on your diabetes, managing your back pain, you can hire me. personaltrainingwithbrad.com. www.personaltrainingwithbrad.com. Otherwise, I'll be back on here pretty much as often as I can daily for a couple of hours, talking about the same stuff, doing my stretching, getting my weights done, and just trying to lead by example. It's probably a lot of what I do now. I'm probably the oldest personal trainer that you'll ever meet. I'll be 59 in a couple months. But that also proves my point. You can become better at any age. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you're heavy at 50. I don't care if you're still smoking cigarettes at 60 years old. I don't care if you're in your 20s and you're overweight or obese. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's just a matter, are you motivated enough to make the changes? Don't wait till you get hit with type 2 diabetes like me. Don't wait till you get hit with, fatty liver disease or something that may kill you. Right? Make the changes now. It doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody, everybody can make positive changes. It's standard. The human body is malleable. So is the brain. You can reprogram that brain any way you want to. And eventually, once you start changing your dietary habits, your craving for fast food will eventually go away. Not completely. Hey, I still get a craving for a double quarter pounder with cheese and some fries, but not all the time. It's a treat, and every now and then treat, maybe once a month kind of thing. So, yeah, still eat all the foods you're going to like, but let's cut down on the portion sizes. Yeah, you get a bucket of KFC, fine, but eat a couple pieces. Don't eat the whole bucket. You with me? Get a pizza, but just have a couple slices. Don't eat the whole pizza. Couple Oreos, fine. Don't eat the whole bag. So portion sizes are really the key initially in trying to turn a positive energy balance, gaining weight, into a negative energy balance, losing weight. And the long-term lifestyle changes, as opposed to short-term diet plans and fixes and all these programs, long-term lifestyle changes, that's what's going to last. That's what's going to make sure that you get back into balance slowly, and then you can stay that way. Being healthy is a matter of wanting to be healthy the rest of your life, not being on a diet for 3 months or 6 months just to try and lose weight. You don't look for short-term fixes. You don't get unhealthy overnight. Don't look to become healthy again overnight. It's a slow process. But in the long run, when you get there, and believe me, I am quite pleased at 59 almost that I've been able to accomplish this. And I'm even more pleased that I'm still here and I can share it with you. Okay? Because that should tell you, well, cripes, if this old fart can do it, I can most certainly do it. I'm the original couch potato. Every episode of Gilligan's Island, I've seen at least twice. So I know, old computer guy. Computer people, I can tell you right now, they're awesome people. But they tend to spend a whole lot of time sitting and working on a computer. And anytime you spend a whole lot of time sitting on anything for any length of time, that sedentary habit will help you put on the pounds. Your metabolism does not burn that much when you're sitting. Believe me. Anyhow, so like I said, fan me up if you haven't fanned me yet. I appreciate you guys spending the time with me this morning. I will be back on again tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow is a Tuesday. Probably be a late because I've got an early morning appointment and a 10 o'clock appointment, so probably later morning I'll be on tomorrow. But yeah, if you fan me up, you'll know when I go live. And I hope, seriously, you guys are taking me seriously when it comes to the fact that if you need to get healthy, if you need to lose weight, if you are obese like I was, don't give up. Don't think that you're too far gone. I don't care how old you are. You can become better. You can get healthier. You can make the numbers that you and your doctor talk about at your annual visit happy numbers. And that's my goal. I want to hear all the happy numbers. And when my client comes back to me after they've finished hiring me and they're done with me and your own little personal trainer, health coach, and they're off doing their goals and they're at weight and they're happy, and I hear back from them 6 months, a year later, and they're still doing awesome, as I do for most of them, that's what makes me happy. That tells me I've done a good job. When you no longer need me, when you're at goal, you no longer need me for advice or motivation or counseling or training or nutrition guidance or whatever. You no longer need me, then I've done my job. So, anyhow, you guys, I got to get rolling. I got to go do my 4 miles and keep my heart healthy, right? So that way, get my metabolism burning. So later, when I have a nice hefty meal with my friend, I'm not going to worry so much about all the calories I'm putting in my body. Even though I know I'll probably go have something really unhealthy tonight because I deserve it. You can't be good all the time, right? Slowly make the changes. Slowly start exercising. Slowly cut back on the foods that you're eating in large amounts. Slow, long-term changes. Till you'll be successful. If you need help setting goals, making goals, achieving goals, I'm a goal expert. I will work with you on SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. I'll make sure if you have goals, they're going to work and you're going to achieve them. Otherwise, there's no sense in setting goals. Just like no sense in setting a New Year's resolution that goes bye-bye as of January 31. And that happens too often. Anyhow, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. This is going to be Coach Brad signing off for the day. Does anybody have any questions or comments before I get rolling? Let me put on the old man glasses so I can actually see from here. Well, hey, what's going on, Karen? Got any questions? Hit me up, you guys. If you haven't liked me so far, or fanned me so far, go ahead and do so. That way when I'm back on here tomorrow and I'm talking about this stuff again, you guys can join me. And like I say, in the meantime, reach out on my social media page. If you want a copy of my book, the digital book, just send me a note. You can say, Brad, please send me your ebook, and with an email address, and I'll send it over to you. It's the digital book. You can go buy it on Amazon, hardback and softback, right now, pushing double nickels on Amazon. So you can go look it up right now. In fact, I'll be highly impressed if somebody comes back on here tomorrow and picks a chapter. I've got 80 chapters in this book. 80 chapters in this book, you guys. I will be highly impressed if somebody comes back on here tomorrow and says, let's talk about chapter so-and-so, and pick a chapter out of the book. If somebody does, I will be highly impressed. But you can go find this on Amazon. Basically, this was my book to help people. The book coming out this year is to help dogs. We have a big responsibility as far as that goes, and I won't start on the dogs, or I won't get. Anyhow, again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me yammer at you. I hope I've been at least a little bit educational, helpful. For those of you that need the motivation to get off your butts and get moving, go! Go! Get up! Let's go! I'm heading out to go do 4 miles. Why don't you guys do the same? Go take a walk. If you're watching TV, why don't you stand up and watch TV? Do some stretching. Find reasons to get off your butt. You got me? If you work on the job, get up every 30 minutes and stretch. Take a walk at lunch. Take your break times to go out and walk around the business park you're in. Doesn't matter what. Just find a way to move. Find something that you like to do that's an activity. I don't care if it's tennis, swimming, jogging, you name it. If it gets your cardio, if it gets your heart rate pumping for at least 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week if you're at weight, 60 minutes a day, 5 times a week if you need to lose weight or if you're over 50, right? So if you need to lose weight, I need to see an hour of activity. Fast-paced walking, jogging, tennis, something that gets your heart going steady at a medium intensity level for 60 minutes, 5 times a week, 300 minutes a week. All right, now that's the 25% required, right, to be the balanced 75% diet, 25% activity or exercise. That's the key to being healthy. 75% is watching, not just what you put in your body, but the amount you're putting in your body, your portion sizes. And then 25% is your activity level, your exercising. You have to have both. You can't ignore one or the other. You've got to have both. And that's a pretty easy formula, you guys. So anyhow, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. If you have any questions and I'm not online, you can always reach out to me on Facebook or any of my social media sites. Love to hear from you. Otherwise, I'll be back on here tomorrow with, of course, the 3 Z's again. And let me take you guys off of here so you can see the 3 Z's again. What happened to Zoe? I lost one of them. I think she went in the she's got her own basket in the other room. But this is Zeke and Zachary. All my dogs and my cat are rescues. I've been doing small dog rescue for about 30 years now. Oh, that cough, that congestion. It's extra bad today, isn't it? Come on, baby. Oh, it's extra bad today, isn't it? Oh. Anyhow, you guys, again, I appreciate you taking the time to look at my ugly mug while I sit here and talk at you. If there's anything that I can do for you personally that we weren't able to talk about today, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my social links. Otherwise, I'll be back on here tomorrow. So, that, again, I can remind you, every day is an opportunity to make things better. Every day is an opportunity when you wake up, just the fact that you woke up. Remember, 90,000 people are going to go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow morning. 90,000 people, right? Let's make sure that none of you guys are one of them. I know I'm not going to be one of them. Mind you, you never know what karma is going to do. But 90,000 people are not going to wake up tomorrow morning. Most of them are able to avoid this situation. So, work with me on this. Get up. Watch your diet. Be happy. Be positive. Everything can change for the better if you put in the time and the energy. Literally. Human body is malleable. Anyhow, I'm heading out the door, you guys. I got to go do my miles. I don't see any more questions. Karen, have yourself a great day. I hope you guys are all back on here again tomorrow. And don't forget, if you haven't fanned me yet, go ahead and do so. That way when I'm back on, you can come join and we can play some more Lie Swatter for sure. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.